Trying to see if I can stream.
Yes, I did. Okay.
Hold. Okay, now we're ready to go. Sorry about that. Hi everyone, it's me, Lauren Cadillac, having a great hair day. That beautiful piece of art my daughter and I put together, we colored it for like a year. I kept it on my coffee table, and then we just colored it while we were watching TV, and it was really fun. And I love the way it turned out, so I'm glad I get to share it with you today. Did you watch yesterday's race? Ooh, baby! Oh my god! First of all, huge congratulations to my favorite driver, Daniel Riccardo. I'm so proud of you, Daniel. Secondly, huge shout out to McLaren. That was awesome. Great work. Ferrari was on point. It was such a fun and exciting race. I just thought it was fabulous. I keep saying that Hamilton needs to retire because the races are just we know who's gonna win. And I feel like yesterday was a great example of that. He makes it a little less fun because it's a little less competition. Great driver, love him, but this weekend's competition was awesome. So, on to the topic at hand. The crash. I mean, Verstappen tried to drive over Hamilton's head. That kid does not care. And I can call him a kid because I'm going to be 40 next week. So I'm at a place in life where I can call people who are younger than me kids. I earned that right. Anyhow, that kid is awful. He, just like the last wreck, and I talked to you last time about the clean hands doctrine, right? So how are we going to relate back to the law again today? We're going to do it because this is now what we call a pattern of behavior. Okay, so we had the last collision was the tires, hitting, right? And Hamilton's blamed for that. There was no way to blame Hamilton for this go round. Verstappen couldn't have done it if you tried. But it was the same behavior. It was the same tire touching, except this time they just ran over the tire, which was hilarious. He curb hopped Hamilton's tire, and it's only funny because Hamilton survived and there was no issue or anything. But my point was, in the law and under the federal rules of evidence in the United States, you are allowed to show a pattern of behavior. You can call people to give testimony to show that you have a habit or a certain pattern of behavior or certain things that you do often that would give a reason for a jury to believe that it's more likely that you did it this time. So, on Sunday, when Verstappen's wheel was curb hopping Hamilton's wheel, ridiculous, I'm like, oh my goodness. Under the federal rules of evidence, if Verstappen was getting sued behind his, wheel bumping, crazy driving behavior, then whoever was suing him would most certainly call witnesses that could name specific incidences where he had done the same thing. And if I was one of those witnesses, I would, of course, talk about the previous Hamilton crash. Now, does he do this more aggressively with Hamilton? Yes. But I would argue that 19 drivers could come and testify that he's done it to them. And I would argue that a true fan could testify they see him do it every weekend. And so it becomes what is a habit, which when a jury is looking at, did this happen or not, the jury can take that into consideration, right? This man has a habit of doing this. I mean, it's ridiculous. I hope that he gets punished, because a message needs to be sent. It's a gentleman's sport, and you saw it. I don't remember what lap it was, but I know it was Perez, and I think it was Leclerc, which is French, and they say Leclerc, but I say Leclerc. We say voir dire in Texas instead of voir dire, okay? So anyhow, he had done the little thing where he drove on the little road thing instead of going over the curb or whatever. And he did what he's supposed to do. He let Perez back in front of him take his place again. That is how the sport is meant to be played. Really, that's how life is meant to be played. Think about people. Take consideration. Don't just run people over or run people off the road. And so I really, really hope that Max Verstappen ends up getting into some kind of penalty where he learns that you can't act that way. I mean, if he was my son, I gotta be honest, I would spank him. That grown man, I would get a wooden spoon. I taught you manners, boy. So anyhow, under the federal rules of evidence, testimony can come in about habits and someone doing a certain type of behavior before, as long as it's direct knowledge, right? As long as there's direct evidence, it can't be hearsay and that kind of thing. But it can be allowed to show that you have a tendency, so to speak, to do a certain type of behavior. Habits are definitely admissible, which is why I quit answering my phone, "This is Lauren," because that would be a habit. And if it was someone I didn't want to ever be able to identify me in a courtroom, I wouldn't want them to know it was me. Did law school make me paranoid? Yes, it did. All right, so Verstappen's terrible. Riccardo did great. I'm so proud of you, Daniel. Hey, and Norris. Everyone did wonderful. I'm very proud of everyone who did not get run over. And I was proud of Hamilton. He got run over and he still took it like a champ. I'm not proud of Verstappen. I think he acts like a spoiled baby brat, and I don't like it. And, if y'all are interested in suing him, let me know. All right, as always, none of this was legal advice. This is just me telling you what I know and relating it to the things I love. If you need us, we're at Cadillac Law. We'll talk to you soon.